everybody, welcome back to another video. This is a retro review today, and I'm going to be showing you this Nikto Jedi Knight from Attack of the Clones. Sorry, there's probably a huge glare because of the window, but I haven't done a Attack of the Clones retro review, I don't think, before. I don't get these figures very often just because they're so large, because they tried to do a lot of like action posing with these, and so they just kind of take up a lot of shelf room, so I don't tend to get a whole lot of this line. And also I might say it's very interesting this Jedi doesn't have a name. They call him Nikto, but that's a species. So anyways, there's that, but you have the Attack of the Clones packaging, which is really reminiscent to the packaging they did right before this, which had like the original trilogy. But as you can tell, it's got the information right here, the figure, and then just this like little decorative piece, and then a little bit about Nikto, and you've got some other people in the wave as well, which also includes the same figure that you have, which is a little bit interesting. But these guys, oh, you also, it's 10 Jedi Master Points as well, so if you do those at all. So let me go ahead and open this guy up, and I will give you a further look at him. Alrighty, and here's the Jedi out of package, but before we go into him, I do want to show you the accessories. He comes packaged with the hilt of his lightsaber, and then the blade is separate and stored separately in the box, but you obviously can put it in just like that. It's got a little bit of a curve to it because of it being in the package, but it's a pretty simple design. You also get this effect here, which is really interesting. There's a little nub, and what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have the figure hold the lightsaber, take off the blade, and then attach this little guy to the blade so that you get this force effect, which is a little inaccurate because those don't come out of lightsabers. I think you're just trying to get the effect of the actual Jedi using the force, but it looks kind of cool, actually. It's a little different. So you do have that effect there. They offer it just kind of for playability. Let's put the lightsaber back in. So overall, he is pretty detailed. He's got a nice looking face, lots of detailing on there. He looks like he has no teeth. He's kind of like a grandma fighting. And then he's got some detailing on his hands, lots of texture there. And then of course you can kind of see his robes beneath and his action stance. So that all looks really good. On the back, his robe looks dirty, but like accidentally dirty. I don't know if you can pick that up, but it looks like somebody actually got this figure dirty rather than it's supposed to be purposefully dirty. So kind of weird. I don't know. I don't have another one to compare him to like know for sure if that's the case, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. Let me see if I can move his arms so you can see the rest of his cloak or his uniform right there. His Jedi garb. In terms of articulation, this guy's pretty limited. His head almost has slight movement, but it's completely obstructed by the hood around him. And then, of course, his arms have a little bit of movement as well. They basically go up and down, but just barely. That was the big thing with these Attack of the Clones figures, is they really just didn't move. They didn't have a whole lot of movement in them. And then the torso moves at the hips. I'm sorry, the hips move. But that's it. You can't move the knees or anything. That's just bent in place. The positive with this is that you get a figure that almost pretty much stands on his own because he's posed that way. You know, granted that everything goes properly with his storage and everything. The bad thing is you can't put him in his own pose. And also, like, look at how awkward this wrist is. It looks just very, very oddly sculpted, like it's totally broken, like he's holding his lightsaber like this. It's kind of weird. But he's pretty cool nonetheless. Attack of the Clones was definitely a time to get really unique Jedi. I know they released a lot because of the Geonosian battle. So that's really cool. I bet people who, initially I wasn't a fan of Star Wars at the time that Attack of the Clones came out, but people who were probably really excited to get different Jedi. And then after, years and years of really stagnant looking figures, we had the original vintage figures and then Power of the Force in Episode 1, and those are all like really just up and down, stagnant, vanilla posed figures. You start to get poses like these, and I think for a time they were probably pretty cool. Now, of course, these poses kind of calm down right after Revenge of the Sith. They get a little bit better, and then, by the time you go on to most of the Saga collection, they're usually pretty stagnant, but with the ability to pose yourself. So, pretty cool nonetheless. Another Jedi for the books, and another figure to add to the Attack of the Clones side of the shelf. So, really excited about that. I thought he was pretty good. Nice detailing, just not a whole lot of posability, so that's kind of a bummer. We're just so used to it nowadays. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and stay tuned for more. I definitely have them coming. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.